For years, one of the longest-running shows in Broadway history, A Chorus Line, was the hottest ticket in town. It was, and for some still, remains the pinnacle role for any aspiring performer. Making its return to the Great White Way with a revival of the production, Every Little Step documents actors and actresses during the intense audition process for parts in the revival.
Of the ladies that just went in, you're all excused. Thank you very much. You've been cut. Can you please get out?
We also learn the show's history and meet its original producers, who are as passionate today as they've ever been.
So when you're standing on the stage and you're dancing and we're checking you out, take that nervousness on board. Use it. Use it as actors.
In Every Little Step, we see the emotional highs and lows of the auditioning experience and how undiscovered talent can be realized.
My father turned to the producer and said, "Take care of my son." That's the first time he ever called me that.
If you're not a fan or even familiar with the characters of A Chorus Line, then I don't think you'll really feel the magnitude or the importance of if these dancers get picked or sent home. There's so many talking heads spread throughout the film that I never really bonded on any level with the dancers or producers that are profiled. It takes place in dimly lit dance studios and dark and empty theaters. With better docs in theaters right now, like Tyson and Anvil, you can skip Every Little Step.
I'm really disappointed to hear you say this. I thought there was so much that this documentary has to offer. I am not a big fan of musicals. It always takes me out of the moment when people start singing or dancing. I think that is a shortcoming of mine. Nonetheless, I'll be honest, and I cry easily, but I think I welled up 4 or 5 times during this movie. I cared enormously about all these kids auditioning.
See, for me, a great documentary really exposes something you hadn't seen before, you didn't know existed. When you tell me this is a film about the audition process for A Chorus Line, I know what to expect. I'm going to see some dancers make it, some not make it, and that's what it is.
You're minimizing it. These people put their heart and soul into this, and yes, they are dimly lit theaters.
I agree, but for whatever reason, it didn't come off the screen that way. And I mentioned the dimly lit theaters. It could have been shot a lot better, and that would have maybe gotten me...
But that's where you audition. And these
but that's not where you perform. Rooms. You perform on stage in Broadway, and I didn't feel the sort of grand importance of what this was all about. Maybe it's the fact that American Idol, you see people audition every night. The idea of auditioning is not really interesting in a documentary.
This is so much more emotionally...
Of course it's more than American Idol.
It's more emotionally honest than American Idol.
This is just a documentary that I know I'm going to be in the minority of, but I just did not respond to it or invest myself as emotionally as I did with Tyson or Anvil.
I'm telling you to see Every Little Step.